All right. You probably already know what's going on here. First impression video of a very hot item currently. This came in for a customer. I got very excited when I saw the writing on the box. We have a CZ Shadow 2. So this is the new and improved CZ Shadow competition gun. This is designed specifically for action shooting sports such as USPSA, IDPA, 3-gun. So from the ground up, they took the CZ75, which became very popular in competition shooting, and then they made the Shadow, and now we got the Shadow 2. Off the top of my head, the dimensions of this are a little different than the standard Shadow. It's a little bit bigger. Again, this is purpose-built for competition. Nice, racy, colorful side grips on the side there. I think they come in different colors as well. But this thing is sweet right out of the box. Really heavy metal frame and slide, obviously. Let's do a quick top-down rundown of some of the features and nice things about this gun. The sights out of the box, blacked out rear, serrated, nice fiber optic red dot in the front. Pretty standard stuff on a competition gun. Those sights are adjustable as well. You can see the adjustment screws there, your elevation, and then the windage, right? So we do see we have a safety there. That's only going to be activated when the hammer's back. Okay, so safety's on, nothing's going on. You can see that trigger move too when I cocked that hammer into single action. Probably one of the most popular things, or one of the coolest things about the CZ75 series and most of their other pistols, is the slide resting within the frame as opposed to on top of it. So that creates a very low bore axis, the bore axis being the midline of the barrel over your wrist. The lower that bore axis is, the less felt recoil you're going to have. It's just physics, really. So that low bore axis is awesome. The only negative that creates, and it can be, the negative is, it's not huge, is there's not a lot of real estate on the slide to grip for slide manipulations, malfunction clearing, or anything like that. But that's easily worked around with practice and training. Really heavy full dust cover frame helps with that recoil as well. There is a notch for accessories in this rail here. We have an oversized magazine release, which is nice, which can be removed. Swappable grips. A lot of people like to customize, you put on different grips, either grip sizes, colors, patterns, whatever. Really nice serrations in the front. That feels really good. Very reminiscent of a 1911. Same with the back strap here. A lot of people, maybe not a lot, but I've heard it before, people will call the CZ75, which again, this is based off of, the CZ75 is a 1911 for people who like a good gun. Oh, that's, whew. Let's be careful here when we got a 2011 behind us in the background there. One of the really interesting things to me about the CZ75 and all of its variants is that it is very, when you take it apart, I've worked on a couple, it's like half and half of a 1911 and like a modern, it's not really striker fired, but the internals are very similar. We have a striker block, not a striker block, but the sear block housing and all the mechanics up here that you can take out. And then we have a mainspring in the grip, just like we do with the 2011. We got our mainspring in there that interfaces with our hammer and the hammer strut. So it's a very similar setup to how that 1911 works, as well as how the sear and safety and everything works up here to a modern striker fired. So it's kind of cool in that way. In fact, it's really cool. The internals are a little annoying to work on, honestly. If I did more of them, I'd get used to it, but there's a lot of little springs in there and it can be a little tricky, but such is life. The last thing I'll talk about, because I see I'm right around my self-imposed 5-minute time limit, the trigger, double action, single action gun. So double action, meaning one pull of the trigger. Now watch what's going on. Pulling the trigger is cocking the hammer, and also will release the hammer. Okay, so it's at half cock right there, and then firing. Versus if that is going off, so that gun fired, cocked the hammer, and now you can see the trigger's all the way back here. So that's single action. It's only, the trigger's now only doing one action of releasing the hammer. So the trigger pull on the double action is much longer and heavier versus a single action trigger pull. You can see the take there on the single action. There's that little bit of take up, pretty firm wall, and then kind of a mushy break. I want to see that reset. Sorry. So let's check the reset. Good reset. I like that reset. A lot of this can be modified, obviously. Most people who are going to be buying this gun are probably going to be modifying it. This is designed for production division in USPSA, essentially. So there's a lot of companies, or several really good companies out there that make aftermarket springs and components for the 75 series. So with a little bit of break-in, a little bit of tuning, I've shot my friend's Shadow 1. He's a very, very good shooter. Was in the top 25 in nationals in 2018 in production, and his trigger on his CZ is really, really nice. This is a very nice trigger out of the box. Just remembering that heavy double action trigger is going to be very different than that single action, and you can do a lot of work on those triggers still. And they can be an absolutely phenomenal trigger. So this is designed for competition. It's not really designed to be a duty gun. You could use this as a service weapon, I guess. The original CZ75 is just that. But this specific model, the Shadow 2, this is a race car. This is supposed to be a race car. So just know that going in. This is designed for racing. And people are loving it in the competition circuit right now. I was really happy to see a customer bring this through to get my hands on it. It's very nice. Very, very nice. So if you're a CZ person, definitely check it out. If you're not a CZ person, you've just heard a lot of good things about it, and you're thinking about getting a competition, this is one of the top guns out there to check out right now. They're not cheap. They're going to be around $1,000 or more, but it's going to be the gun that'll take you from learning and could take you all the way through to nationals, right? The pros use these. Beginners, you can use this too. All right. So 2 thumbs up on that CZ Shadow. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, you can ask in the comments below or email me directly. I already said thanks for watching. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.